Tree Talking Time is brought to you by Conkey's Outdoors. Get all your hound hunting needs at conkeys.com. Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest feists to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game.
Yeah, I can kind of start from the beginning on where my life of hunting started.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Kelcey, and I'm 30 years old and happily married to Corey, and we have two little girls, Gracelyn and Henley. They're 5 and 6, and we're having a lot of fun raising them up around the woods, and we live out in the country, I guess you could call it. Really small town, and at the end of a dirt road on 5
Nice.
acres. We've got all kind of woods behind us. Just recently started taking our 6-year-old Gracelyn hunting with me in a tree stand, so
That's exciting.
that's been fun. It's been really exciting, teaching her all the ropes and just the fun little details that you don't really think about when you're going hunting, but now taking my own and, teaching her how to be quiet, just how to walk, how to talk to me when she needs something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been fun. The first time I took her, we seen a raccoon come in to the feeder, and I had told her, if you see an animal come in, don't get too loud, too excited, because we got to stay quiet. And she started tapping me on the leg. There's a coon. So that had her so excited, and just watching her, look at the butterflies and the birds and every little thing. So that was fun. Of course, the second time we've been out hunting, she was bored a lot faster. She was like, when are we going back home? When are we going back home? And trying to whisper. And I'm like, just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad is who taught me all about hunting.
Okay.
So
How old were you when you got started?
real little. So I hear stories that I don't even remember. I was a little girl in a car seat with my dad driving me around the woods.
Nice.
So, and as I grew up out there where he took us hunting, I was, coloring and playing in the truck, and I'm sure getting yelled at for being too noisy or to calm down. A lot of playing in the dirt and making friends out there.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a lot of running dogs,
Okay.
so it was okay to be a little noisy. But that was a lot of my growing up, was in the woods all the time.
Okay.
We actually still live where I grew up, and we're just 2 minutes down the road from our hunting club.
Nice. That was going to be my next question. Are you a Florida native?
Yeah. I've been in Florida my whole life. I love it. I never want to leave home.
And for all the listeners,
Mm-hmm.
your husband was on in the episode titled Coon Hunting in the Armpit of America.
Correct.
Your husband is Corey.
Down in the Florida swamp.
Yep.
Yeah. He's all about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy in the raccoon hunting for sure.
Yeah.
When me and Corey got together, I was teaching him all about deer hunting, and he was teaching me all about coon hunting.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So he had never run deer dogs prior to you guys dating?
Very little.
Okay.
He had some buddies in his teenage years that he'd go out hunting with, but he just didn't know quite as much about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to take him out to our club that I had grown up in, and we just hit it off and started hunting a lot out there together. So
nice.
Now he loves both. He loves to run deer dogs and coon dogs.
Yeah.
So we've got all kind of dogs.
What kind of deer dogs did you have growing up?
Beagles and walkers.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what do you guys have now?
We just have walkers now.
Okay.
And yes, there's the running walkers, and we have some that have a lot of red in them. And they're long-legged, tall hound dogs, very pretty.
Yeah.
And we have a few tricolor walkers. And I was in the vet field for a very long time and would bring home any walker that came in that needed a home. Maybe it'll run a deer. I, talked to Corey about it, and of course he let me bring it home.
That's funny.
So we have
how many dogs do you guys have total?
Yeah, we have about 8 deer dogs right now, and 4 coon dogs.
That's not too bad.
And we, it's not too crazy. We do have a long-haired Chihuahua. That's my little Gus Gus. And 2 Basset Hounds. And we just recently had a few litters of puppies. You may have heard about those.
I've seen lots of pictures of them.
Yes, we have a tree and walker named Lazy and a blue tick named Busy.
That's funny.
So we're adding to the crew for sure. Dogs are always growing around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the girls loved having all those puppies over the summer.
Yes. They're a big help and getting used to it. Of course, there's times when they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm done. Get this puppy off me," or "Oh, the house stinks," because we've been raising puppies in our spare bedroom. We turned that into a little dog room.
Oof.
You're better than me. So it's been interesting. Yes. We put in a back door and fenced in a section of the yard out back, so we don't have to travel through the house with the dogs. But raising litters of puppies back there has definitely been a lot better on the dogs.
Yeah.
The little litters have been really healthy and good-looking puppies.
I'm sure it's hard raising puppies, especially you had 2 litters over the summer. So in the Florida heat and all that humidity.
Yes, for sure. It's way too hot. We really don't think they would have done as well.
Yeah.
And just the flies get so bad, and I worry so much about parvo that I want to keep them indoors away from flies. And
yeah, no, it's a serious concern, I'm sure.
Yeah, but luckily they've done well, and I've told Corey and the guys, the rest of our kennel, I am done. I'm ready to take a break from puppies. Ask me a year from now, but they take that as a joke, so they'll probably ask me to have another litter of puppies in a couple of months.
They probably will.
It's fun. It's exhausting, but it's fun.
Well, you guys are going to be loaded down with young dogs here, so.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have our own to put time into. The blue tick and the tree and walker, of course, will be coon dogs, and Corey loves training puppies. So he doesn't like them when they're young puppies. He's like, you guys can snuggle them and play with them and leave them at home while I go hunting. But when they're 8, 9 months old, he's ready to get them in the woods and start the training process. So that's his thing, though. He loves to train up young dogs and watch them turn into a good coon dog.
Good deal. Didn't you guys just get another dog?
Yeah, Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a real special dog. So as soon as Corey got him, he fell in love with him.
Good.
I think he is, over a year old or just under 2.
Okay.
But he's really showing a lot of potential. He's a really awesome dog, making trees already and has a good chop mouth and doesn't take a break when he's on a tree.
Nice.
I call him a calendar dog because he looks perfect on a tree. He stands up, chop mouth, barking the whole time and does not move. He looks awesome. So Corey's really excited about him. Hopefully he'll continue to do well, and we'll put him in some hunts soon. We're really excited that the cooler weather is coming.
Does it ever get cool down there?
Yeah, it does. It's just so is so wishy-washy. It's like it'll be cool for 2 or 3 days, and then it'll warm up in the 80s again. This month for sure, it's like up and down, and then it should be cool at least in the 70s next month. And then when we hit December, it will have mornings and evenings in the 50s and 60s, and then you might have a 90-degree Christmas. I mean, you just don't know, but we appreciate it when we get it. So
Yeah, it's definitely too warm for me. I like my nice fall weather.
where are you at exactly?
I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, so it's already
Yeah.
50. Like right now, the last week we've had 50-degree mornings.
Oh, that's so nice.
So to think I'd have to wait till December for that, and that's about as cold as it gets.
Yes, yes. I was so excited about the little cold spell we had last weekend, and just wanted to go sit in the tree stand, and the animals were not moving like I thought they would.
You would think they would
Yeah.
like that break.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned you guys go to the hunts and stuff, and I know Corey and Zach do a lot of that. But I've heard you've put some dogs in some night hunts, and you've done pretty well.
Yeah, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. When me and Corey first started dating in 2015, I was walking with him all the time, and I was like, okay, I want to try this. And I did win my first hunt, and it was the very first hunt that I ever hunted, and a dog named Shine, and she was a gorgeous tree and walker, but she was a really awesome dog. But I won with her, and then I took a break, and I would go out in the woods with him, but didn't really feel like walking all that walk. And then we had kids, and just stayed home with the babies while he'd go out hunting, or sit at the truck while he'd go out in the woods with the dog. And now that the little ones are older, been getting back into it, and I'm like, this is actually fun exercise.
Yeah.
I need a reason to walk, and I love the woods, and it's a lot cooler at night, of course.
Oh yeah.
But I have this year had a really good year with the coon hunts, and our dog River, I was able to get a win on him in 2 different hunts, and a new dog Splash that we got down from New York. He's a blue tick. He's actually daddy to the puppies. I was able to win a hunt with him. So it's been a really fun year doing it, and I took a big break over the summer because I don't like snakes at all.
I don't blame you.
I don't care for the heat or the snakes, and the moccasins down here get really bad. So I was happy just to let the guys do their hunts and their training over the summer, and I am looking forward to getting back into it with the cooler weather.
Good. Yeah.
So,
Zach was telling me that they just needed to have you handle the dogs, because there for a little while you were on a little roll, and they couldn't win, and you were winning.
it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I guess I did a little better at it than I thought I would. I still get nervous in the hunt sometimes, but just patience. I've learned with every kind of hunting, patience is the best tool in your bag. A friend told me that one time, and that stuck with me.
Yeah.
You just be patient and listen, whether you're still hunting or coon hunting or running dogs. Just use patience so that you can think about every little thing that's about to happen. And with coon hunting, if you just listen to what that dog's doing before you make your call, I think that's the biggest thing.
There you go.
And it's easy to, make a quick call and like, dang, I shouldn't have done that. But as long as you can hang in there and listen to every little thing, it helps you out for sure.
Yeah. And you have an advantage because you're a woman, and women have more patience than men typically.
Right.
Naturally gifted in that department.
I reckon, yeah, that's it. That's a good way to put it. But I've never liked confrontation either. I don't like, big arguments or anything like that in the middle of the woods.
Mhm.
So I like to keep to myself and make the best call I possibly can. And if it's not right, it's not right. And, um, so that's another thing on the cast. I just try to keep to myself and listen to what my dog's doing. And
Mhm.
I love owls. Um, my dad actually passed away when I was 18, and he was 47, and he passed away of a
Mm.
heart attack.
Yeah.
And my dad used to call owls up all the time when we were turkey hunting or just out in the woods goofing
Mhm.
off, and he was really good at it. And after he passed away, I seen owls everywhere. So I was
Yeah.
like, that's my sign of my dad. So
Mhm.
when I'm in the woods, especially coon hunting at night, the owls are out. So I'm like off in La La Land listening
Yeah.
for my dog, listening for what the owls are doing. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. One night I had an owl scare me so bad. Just out of the blue, I just happened to catch a glimpse of it, and it was sitting on a low-hanging branch. It just wasn't what I was expecting, and
No, not at all.
definitely caught me off guard that night.
Yeah, they will spook you for sure. They're big and beautiful, but they will spook you.
Yep.
We've had a couple encounters where they make you jump. They're like right on a limb behind you, and you didn't know it until they say something,
Oh yeah.
or they swoop down real low. So yeah, for sure. How long have you known Zach and Corey?
Not that long, actually.
Just recent.
I don't know. I'd seen some spam accounts, and I'd sent it to like just the Conkey's page and was like, hey, here's a spam account.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you guys have like a new spam account file, stealing your pictures, and I don't know,
Yeah.
every other week at least. But
Oh yeah, it's awful.
and then it was kind of funny, just kind of we just started talking through Messenger and whatever because of that, and
Mhm.
then
That's great.
then I had him on the podcast, and that's kind of from
Yeah.
there. I've talked to Zach a lot. I haven't talked to Corey near as much, but
Mhm. Well,
so
they're big pals for sure, buddies. We're very thankful for Zach and Ashley and their family moving down from Tennessee. We're just more like family now than friends.
oh yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
The whole
but
and then also with Corey's brother coming to work there now, so
yeah, it's been great. It really has. And his brother Jonathan's been a huge help. His Conkeys is growing all the time. I pick on Zach every day about how good of a job he's doing with social media and stuff. I'm like, okay, you're doing too good.
yeah. I've seen some pictures of your busy days, so
Oh yes, sir. Those days are definitely growing. It's definitely our busy season, and
oh
I
yeah.
feel like every year the busy season starts earlier. But we're thankful.
Mm-hmm.
We're very thankful for the job we have, and I'm glad that you reached out and we could talk to more people, not only about conkeys, but about hunting.
Definitely. How long have you been working there at Conkey's now?
I just hit my year
Okay.
in September. Just hit my 1 year. I was a veterinary technician for 13 years,
Okay.
and I absolutely loved it. But where I was at a year ago, my vet clinic was growing in a crazy good way, but it was very, very busy. It was like working in an emergency room some days.
Oh, geez.
And yes, and with us, with having a busy life at home already and our two little girls, when I got home, I was just exhausted from my day, and I felt like I wasn't in the best mood that I wanted to present to my kids every day.
Yeah.
And it was like work wearing on me. And we also have a lot of animals at home. So it was like, oh, as much as I love dogs, like I'm just tired. I didn't want to like mess with any of them, play with any of them. I was like, I just started to figure out that it was wearing on me, and mentally, really, mentally and physically, because holding those dogs is really tough on your body. A lot of, holding dogs that don't want to be held, that are, 70, 80 pounds pushing up against you, or holding down a dog that needs an x-ray, helping lift dogs in and out of vehicles or on the ground. You're doing all sorts of different things all day long. And I ended up messing my neck up and had like herniated disc in the side of my neck, which affected my left arm for a long time. So all these things just started to add up. And Corey, one summer, I guess it was last summer, he was like, we're getting busier at work and we definitely need somebody in the shipping department. And I was like, sign me up. Whenever y'all are ready, I'm going to, go ahead and put my notice in at work. And I gave work like a month's notice after he had talked to Mr. Bruce and everybody was on the same page. And
nice.
It's been great. It's been the calm down I needed.
Yeah.
It's definitely still a really busy atmosphere, but it's completely different style of busy.
Yeah.
And I enjoy having, my little area in the shipping department where I can write messages to people. I love to put Bible verses and God bless you and like just uplifting faithful things, in the packages, just to bring people up, just because you never know what people are going through.
Well, you mentioned that. I just saw a post on, I think it was the Conkey's Pro Staff group on Facebook. And some guy even mentioned that. He was like, this really made my day. I'd been having a rough day, rough week, whatever it was. And he was like, you had wrote him a note that said like, God bless you, I think, is what I believe.
Yeah, that was Mr. David Cobb. He is a wonderful customer of ours. And I didn't know at the time when I put the message in there who it was going to. We get so busy with packages throughout the day, I don't even like look at their names anymore. It's like I try to get something on there just because I want to get something in there to them, and try to think about how people are feeling when they open their box. But I told the guys, like, if I could do it, I'd have camouflage wrapping paper in there, and it would be like, super, super interesting and fun when they open their box. But I can't make it that fun. But yeah, that was Mr. Cobb, and he actually called me. He called and talked to Zach at the shop, and then he called back and asked for me, and it was really touching talking to him because he had a rough day, and I know his wife has been going through some stuff, and he was just, he's having one of those days that we all have, just feeling down, and so he wanted to know who put that in there. So that's really cool.
Just goes to show that little personal touch, and really does mean a lot to people.
Yeah, and I appreciate the feedback whenever, it does help somebody. I know we had one lady that had recently lost her husband and was going through a bad day, and seeing like a Bible verse I'd put in there. So she sent a message back, and Corey showed me the email and that kind of thing. It made her day, and it made my day.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to have, a simple job, but still touch other people's lives. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you can do a lot regardless of what you're doing.
That's right.
You can have an impact on people's lives. You're shipping and packing, dog supplies, and you're making an impact on people's lives. Like something you just don't think would make an impact on people's lives.
No, that's right.
But you can.
And hopefully, teach other people they don't have to do anything crazy. And definitely. I tell Corey that sometimes, like, am I doing the right thing? But right now, I feel like I am in the right place in my life where I am doing the right, line of work, where I'm surrounded by hunting, something I love, and it's something I can still communicate with people and affect their life in some way and get God's word out. And I get more time with my kids because that's a big thing. And
Yeah.
they can come to work with me when they need to. So
That's always nice.
yes, it's nice working somewhere where they care about your family.
Yeah. And like you said, at this point, even though you guys necessarily aren't blood related, you guys are all basically family. And so you get to be surrounded by people that you love every day, I go to work with people, a lot of people that I just have to tolerate.
Yeah, fake it till you make it, right? Okay. Just trying to make it to 5 o'clock. But.
Some days, that's for sure.
No, it's good. It's important to like what you do every day.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time there, so.
That you do. Conkey's Outdoors is proud to be a sponsor of Tree Talking Time. Family, hunting, tradition is the Conkey's motto. They understand the importance of passing down the tradition of hound hunting. They are a family-owned business that treats you like family. They also understand the importance of having the gear you need when you need it. Conkey's carries everything for your next hunt, and it ships to your door quick. They also offer great warranties on all tracking systems and financing options. Check them out at conkeys.com. You can also use the code TreeTalkingTime5 in all caps to save as well.
What else do you do in your free time?
This. Podcast, take photos.
Any kind of hunting?
Yeah, I have coon hounds.
Yeah.
Yep. I was out the last couple nights. My dogs haven't looked the greatest. But I haven't been hunting much over the summer at all, so just trying to get everybody back into shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a young pup that still doesn't really know much of anything. So, but she's been
learning.
She's been opening up, running something. I don't know. Past couple nights, I was happy with that.
Yep.
So
I feel like they got to goof off every now and then.
Yeah.
Like we do have one dog that, sometimes she'll run a deer, sometimes she'll fall trees, and might have a slick tree. Don't know, but she's not one I want to put in a hunt, but it's funny.
My one dog, he's a little tree happy, and this time of year, I sent a video to Zach, I think last week, and I said, I think I need one of them thermal things, but my pockets ain't deep enough.
I know, I hear you.
Because I think I got a lion coon dog sometimes.
Sidewinder is pretty good, they say. That's one of the newest thermals that everybody's liking, and that thing's real pretty when you look through it.
I've actually never used one.
Really?
I've been to a lot of hunts where people have, but I've just never used one, never seen.
I don't even take one on the hunt with me, and Corey's been trying to teach me and get me more comfortable with it. But I just take a squaller and use my light and shine the heck out of the tree and pray.
I know I've been on a few casts where it's real frustrating when they can see it in the thermal and then you can't get it to look. People get pretty aggravated. Yeah. I've seen some guys get pretty aggravated, and it's like, the rule is the rule. You can't score off the thermal, but, it's nice to at least know that your dog had it. It sucks that you didn't get plussed up for it, but...
That part is nice, but I feel like if they allow you to carry it, they should allow you to score it with it. That would be nice, just to know for sure it is there and everybody can see it.
Yeah. I guess the reasoning behind that, I don't know. Not necessarily everyone has one, so that way it doesn't give an unfair advantage to people that do.
That's true. Yeah, it's not like you can pass it around to everybody.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of where everyone has a light, so.
Yeah. Everybody's going to have a light, so use that. That's
the only downfall I really see of that, If I have a thermal
Yeah.
and you don't, and I can find all my coon with a thermal easily, but then I don't want to shine your tree.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Might not get used on your tree.
Yeah. That's the biggest reason I would say that they probably don't.
I completely understand that view. Yeah, there's so many nice things that they're coming out with. It's I like my head's spinning sometimes because I feel like I've learned everything, and then they come out with something new.
Yeah.
Like Garmin coming out with new things every year.
I'm still
And
with
now
it.
I feel more comfortable with the new stuff than I do the old stuff.
See, I'm still stuck on the old technology. I'm still got a Alpha 100 and just a regular old TT15.
Hey, if it works, that's all you need.
Hindsight, I'm kind of glad I missed the 200 and the 15Xs when they came out and all the bugs that both have had. And so,
Yeah.
hindsight, I'm kind of glad that I missed all that. But
Yeah, it seems like you skipped what you needed to. When you do upgrade,
yeah,
the 300 is the way to go.
that's what I've heard from everybody,
Yeah, that handheld is fully loaded.
including a couple guys that I know that work for Garmin there, and they keep telling me that I need to upgrade. I'm like, yeah, I hear you.
You're like, I will one day.
Yeah. As soon as this 15 stops work, or as soon as this 100 stops working.
Yeah, it still does its job right now.
But speaking of products and new stuff, the one thing you guys are selling is the Healthy Hunting Hounds, and I know you had, a big, you played a big part in that. So why don't you tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about that?
that is a new supplement that I love because it's more like a all-in-one instead of having to purchase several different supplements to treat your dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because before you'd have to buy some fish oil capsules or some glucosamine, or all these different things, which is way more expensive when you have to purchase so many things, and it's more frustrating when you've got to give your dog so many
Mm-hmm.
capsules or pills or powders or whatever it may be. And what a lot of people may not realize is dog food is missing some things that dogs really do need. So what's nice about this powder is it being all in one and just being a scoop on the food once a day. And the good thing about it is if you are trying to save money and make your jar of Triple H go further, you can use it on a dog after a hunt to help replenish things he's lost in the hunt,
Mm-hmm.
Because it has glucosamine in it, MSM to help with the joint care. It has fish oils to help with skin, and a lot of dogs battle itchy skin and allergies and hair loss and things like that. It has vitamins to help get their energy back up, and it has probiotics and prebiotics to help with gut health. So many things in it that are helping with the dog's overall health.
Yeah.
The heart, all these little things are big inside a dog and help with heart, the skin, the eyes, thyroid, all different things on the inside that we're not thinking about.
Yeah. No, and from
So,
the reviews I've read of it, and a couple guys I've talked to that have been feeding it, they love it.
mhm.
Like I said, I haven't hunted
Yeah,
hardly, so I haven't used it.
yeah.
I just started getting my dogs back out in the woods, so.
Well, when we were getting it all like ready to get in stock, and the guys were like letting me know all the ingredients that were in it, I was able to, just kind of go through it all, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, all this combined together is amazing.
So,
So,
fun fact
even,
for the listeners, I work on a commercial mushroom farm, and so we have a mycologist, which is a mushroom scientist, and she can tell you all the benefits of every kind of mushroom there is, and
really,
and how they help you. And I was looking at the ingredients and I see, you've got multiple mushrooms in the Triple
Yes,
H. And
yes.
so a lot of the same health benefits that you're describing for dogs
Mhm.
is those mushrooms can do for people as well. So, and actually at Autumn Oaks, that's
Mhm.
why the one guy bought it. He came in, he was like, "Yeah, I was looking at the ingredients, and we started talking about mushrooms, and it was just funny because I'm like, I actually know something about. I really don't know much about this powder, but I do know something about
Mhm.
mushrooms."
That's funny. Oh, that's great. See, you just learn something new every day.
Yep,
And that's funny that made him want to buy it. That's awesome.
yep. Because he'd said he's been using some mushroom supplements for himself and wanted to try it for the dog. So,
Mhm. And that's the best thing about it too is it's more of a natural supplement and it's not full of drugs, you know.
mm-hmm.
When I was in a vet's office, I learned about all the drugs that help with skin and help with joint. And then you've got all these different side effects and stuff that you've got to educate yourself on too, where this is more natural and has different kind of mushrooms, different kind of fish, and different kind of, things like that that are
Yeah,
way more safe and don't have the side effects. So I thought that was so cool and interesting to see all the benefits and what all it's helping.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I like it even more now from everybody's reviews, knowing that they're not, having diarrhea, they're not getting ill from it, they're not really getting upset stomach. Every benefit and every result we've seen is really fantastic.
That's awesome.
And now they've got the new balm for the paws, so
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So that'll help with cracked feet and sore feet and,
yep.
dogs that are running really hard and get moisturizer on their paws.
And the thing I liked about that is just application wise, it's like a deodorant stick almost.
Yeah,
Unlike just having like a tub of like lard or something that you got to or like salve that you got to put on there. Just rub it right there.
yeah, they made it a lot easier to apply it. I love that thing. I'm excited to try that.
That was the first thing I noticed.
Mhm.
At least it makes it nice and easy to put on.
Yes, exactly. And that'll make more people want to try it,
Yeah,
and their dogs will feel a lot better for sure.
yeah, definitely. Now with like your deer dogs, do you have a lot of feet issues?
Not really. I try to keep their nails cut because I feel like that's one of the biggest things is their nails get hung and torn.
Okay,
But their pads look pretty good.
gotcha.
Um, I am excited to try this new Triple H paw balm on them during hunting season because during deer season we'll run them pretty hard.
Yeah,
We just started training them again, and all of our dogs now are middle aged and already pretty much trained, and we don't really have any super young dogs. I guess
well, I guess you are gonna
the
have another
youngest
litter.
one we sounds like it. Um, we did recently get a dog named Quigley that we're excited about because he's only 10 months old and already running with the dogs. So he's
Nice,
our youngest and newest deer dog. But he looks like he's going to do really good. He's already going with the pack.
awesome. What's your deer season with hounds look like down there?
Right now, it just started. So we train as much as we can during the summer, but it's so hot. We didn't really go at all during the summer, unless you go like early in the morning. And
Mm-hmm.
then it stops August, like late August and early September is when everybody starts to slow down on it because they're getting ready for bow season. And bow season opened up like the third weekend of September.
Okay,
And now they just started letting us run dogs again in the club, and it'll slow down again like the week of Halloween. We have to stop training,
gotcha.
and they'll have a youth hunt open up for all the kids to be able to deer hunt with dogs. So that's pretty awesome. We try to take kids that weekend. It's just Saturday, Sunday. Halloween weekend, and then General Gun will open up like first weekend of November.
Okay.
So we don't have much time left of training, but we're trying to get some in. We actually have a trip planned to Kentucky next Wednesday for a muzzleloader hunt.
Nice.
So, yeah, pretty excited about that. We try to go every year. We've went for the last 2 years. It's with Bridge Boys Outdoors. And they're a lovely family and have farmland that we go up and hunt on. And I do the hunting, and Corey comes along for the trip because
Nice.
he doesn't like to sit still.
I'm right there with him.
He's like, if you want to still hunt, we'll go, and I might sit with you, might not. He might even bring a coon dog this time and find a place to coon hunt. So
There you
he's
go.
just as excited as I am.
Yeah. I'm right there with him. I've killed one deer because I do not like sitting in a deer stand.
Mhm. Yeah, it can definitely get boring.
But some people love it. But that's why I like to run dogs.
Yep. Do you run deer dogs too?
We are not allowed to run deer dogs up here.
No. Okay.
I think here. I guess it was probably 3 years ago. Went to Virginia and ran deer dogs with a friend down there.
Mhm.
And I had a blast. If we could run deer dogs, I'd run deer dogs. That I would deer hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes deer hunting exciting for sure. You'll have to come with us if you ever visit Florida.
I'm sure I can manage to get there. My wife would like to tag along on that hunting trip.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, can't miss out on that. Got to experience that. It's an adrenaline rush.
Definitely.
It's definitely our favorite time of the year.
I can imagine. I've hunted a lot of different game with dogs, and deer hunting was up there. And you got a lot of hounds. Sounds good.
Mhm.
So I can definitely see why people like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time for sure.
Well, with all of your experience running deer dogs and coon hounds, we need a good story or two.
What's my favorite? Well, I gotta say, with running deer dogs, I don't have like the favorite story. But what I do have to say is, if you haven't done it, you need to do it. I grown up doing it as a kid, and of course, I was more tomboy as a kid. I just wanted to be in the woods and go hunting with my dad. And now, having a family and raising kids in the woods is the absolute best thing you can do. I don't have like a favorite story off the top of my head, but I do have moments that I remember, and they're always in the woods. Like, I feel like the best memories are made in the woods and out of the chaos in the world.
Yep.
It's either really peaceful or it's exciting and loud and dogs barking. And I do remember getting in some hot deer races, and my dad driving and jumping hills and driving fast, trying to get us ahead of the deer. And as a kid, riding on the back of the dog box and falling in between the toolbox and the dog box. And my dad screaming, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, Dad, keep going." "I'm all right." Just trying to get ahead of the deer. And now, watching our kids in the woods, all I can think about is my, childhood growing up, and it is super cool. It's a really good feeling just to have them out there, and I'm so thankful that we're still able to have them out there. And our girls were riding up on the dog box just last weekend, and we're letting our dogs run and trying to get them tuned up again. And this is the very first time I let our 5-year-old and 6-year-old up on the box to ride.
Yeah.
And we don't have like the big rail across the dog box, We've got some rails on the side. So I just keep like hanging my head out the window. Are you okay? Do you want us to stop? Are you holding on? Our 5-year-old Henley, she, is like very distracted easily. So I feel like, see a pretty bird fly and, quit hanging on. So I'm like, is your sister holding on? Are you okay? We're going to slow down.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to work them into that a little bit at a time because we're like, I don't know how we'll feel about this during hunting season. But we're looking forward to that. I was like, we got to build on to the dog box now because they're of age to have fun up there.
Yeah.
And I wish every person in the world could experience it.
Definitely. No, it's a good time. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I hope that I get some good stories to tell you this season. I will tell you one story from last hunting season that was really awesome just for me and Corey. We had a buck race going early in the morning, and we ended up getting that deer. And the funny thing is, everybody jokes with Corey when it comes to shooting deer because they just pick on him like he's not a good shot or whatever. They just pick on him like his wife has killed more deer, which really is only because like he, wasn't hunting as long as I was. And Corey's always been more about the dogs and getting me on the deer.
Yeah.
And because that's my passion is deer hunting, and his is just listening to the dogs run and getting the dogs in the right place. But anyways, this particular day, a buck stepped out on the tree line, and I'm on the back of the truck with Corey, and we're looking at it through the scope, and I seen it first, and I was like, "Hey, there he is!" And he wheeled around and shot that thing so fast, I just watched it drop in my scope.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, "Oh, that was great." I mean, you were due for a deer. That was totally, totally perfect for you. And anyways, later that day, we ended up shooting another deer, and we don't know who shot it, but we both shot and killed another buck. So we killed two the same day. So
nice.
That was really a jam up day. There's not many days you're gonna have like that where you get two.
Nah, definitely not.
So that is a good time. Looking forward to doing it again. And if you ever come to Florida with the family or to visit, just let us know. We'll set you up on a weekend to go hunting.
I'm sure I'll be down there at some point. Well, I really appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I was excited when Zach asked me about it. I was like, yeah, just love to do it, get out of my, break out of my comfort zone, and love to talk to everybody. And
yeah,
of course, we'd love to get more people into hunting and keep hunting going, keep it alive.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's the goal for all of us. And if I can say
anything else, that should be a big goal.
Yep.
And I'd say another goal is just keep God first in your life, and things will get better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the number one everybody should remember. If you're struggling or have anything going on, any anxiety in your life, try your best to give it to the Lord and keep Him number one for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I really do appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And hopefully everybody has a good, safe hunting season coming up.
As always, in addition to Conkey's, be sure to check out my other sponsors, Full Cry Magazine and W Hunting Supply. Shirts are still available at dusupply.com under the Podcast and Partners tab at the top.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talkin' Media. And until next time, keep them talking in the timber.